A clamshell opens up, and something comes out from inside. Clams are usually more active than you might think. So what's the secret behind these creatures?
Fishy science.
Today, we visited a tidal flat with a friend to introduce some truly unique creatures. At first glance, a tidal flat might look like nothing but mud, but in fact, it's teeming with countless forms of life. Let's take a look at some of the creatures we found there and learn about their unique behaviors. The truth behind those round holes in the mud. As we walk along the tidal flat, we often come across fairly large holes like this. When we dig into one with our hand, we find a clam inside. We tried checking other similar holes too, and every single one had a clam in it. We placed one of the clams on the surface of the flat and observed it. Can you see this part here? You can actually watch as the clam digs into the mud. It's fascinating, isn't it? We brought a slightly larger clam back to the lab for a closer look. And there, we saw something emerging from inside the shell. Other clams also extended tongue-like parts and started moving. While it looks like a tongue, this is actually a foot, a muscular part of the clam's body. Because the shape of the foot resembles an axe, bivalves like these are sometimes called polypsopods or axe-footed mollusks. When we observe them underwater, you can see how they use the foot to push themselves forward or adjust their position inside the shell. People often think clams don't move, but in reality, they can be surprisingly dynamic. At night, clams look different. Take a look. Something pale is sticking out of the mud. That's a siphon, which the clam uses to draw in and expel water. Clams burrow into the mud using their strong foot and stretch out their siphons above the surface like this, so they can breathe and feed on organic matter in the water. That's why, if you dig where you see a siphon, you can easily find a clam inside. Wait, is that mating? Not quite. We also saw lots of crabs with one crab clinging to another from behind. When we flipped one over, we found a male crab holding onto a female from behind. You might assume they're mating, but in fact, this behavior is called mate guarding. Crabs typically mate right after the female molts, so the male stays attached to the female, waiting for her to molt, and fending off any rival males. We actually found a pair that was mating, so we carefully picked them up, rinsed off some of the mud, and observed them. As you can see, the male and female face each other and embrace. The crabs open their abdomens and align themselves belly to belly, allowing the male to deposit sperm into the female's body. So when you see crabs in this position, belly to belly, abdomens open and joined, that's when they're truly mating. After observing them, we gently returned the crab couple to where we found them, so as not to disturb them further. A surprise visitor! A baby squid! Later at night, we even encountered a baby squid. It swam around using the fins on its body. Absolutely adorable. We only observed it briefly before letting it go, but it didn't seem eager to leave our hands. So cute, right? Even though we only observed the tidal flat for a short time, we found many different types of creatures. Various bristleworms, swimming crabs, starfish, seaweed, conch, sea anemones, hermit crabs, baby pufferfish, and so much more. Tidal flats are home to an incredible number of species, which makes them vital for biodiversity conservation. However, due to poorly planned coastal development, tidal flats are rapidly disappearing, putting their ecosystems at serious risk. Today, many efforts are underway to preserve and restore these important habitats. Why not visit a tidal flat yourself this summer? That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel. This has been Fishy Science, using science to explore nature's mysteries.